Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Thanks to REI for this opportunity and to be in the same room as some really distinguished people. I understand it's a post-lunch session, but we had an invigorating panel discussion, so I'm sure everybody has their eyes wide open. So good time to probably get into this. Just a brief introduction. We are a TReDS platform, and TReDS is an acronym for Trade Receivable Electronic Discounting System. So this was an initiative of the RBI and the MSME ministry about 7-8 years back. And the purpose was, and I'll get into more, I'm sure this is gaining a lot of focus and eyeballs over the last few months. So the purpose was to get liquidity to the MSMEs faster and cheaper without having a balance sheet impact on either the MSME supplier or the large corporate buyer. That was the underlying theme on which this entire ecosystem was constructed. At present, RBI, so this is amongst fintech, so it's loosely a fintech industry. Amongst fintechs, these are the only entities which RBI regulates. RBI doesn't regulate fintechs. These are the entities which RBI regulates because the objective is to provide liquidity and fund flow in a regulated environment with the participation of all the banks. And when I say all the banks, I really mean all the banks. There are 64 financiers on the platform, about 58 banks, all the PSU banks, all major private sector banks, and a few foreign banks. And they're getting added every month as we speak. Right? So there's a huge pool of liquidity which the financiers have made available. Yeah. So now the entire construct here is that without the financiers talking to either the buyers or the suppliers, and without a single paper moving desks, the liquidity should be made available to the supplier, which in this case is an MSME supplier. Glad to say that over the course of last 4.5, 5 years, and multiple innovations, we've managed to achieve that. So today we are discounting about 6,000 crores of MSME invoices, which are uploaded on the platform, fully digitized. The money goes to the MSME supplier the next day, and not a single paper is moving for this entire 6,000 crores of disbursement, which is a rarity in itself, considering the environment, the banking environment that you all have experienced. We are the face of the banks for the anchors to do all the documentations, to do all the due diligence, and that's the reason that RBI regulates us and monitors us. And we are the ones who talk to the vendors as a platform, but we do not use our own liquidity. The liquidity is entirely from the banking system, and now NBFCs as well. So these are the three main participants. Just to sort of probably arouse your interest a little bit more, out of the 6,000 crores, about 1,000 crores have been used by large corporates at a price differential of at least 2.5 to 3% from what would have happened had this platform not been there, right? And by this platform, I don't mean just the entity. I'm talking about the entire ecosystem. Now, just to give an example, I'll substantiate this. On the platform, say you're a AA rated entity or corporate who's buying from MSMEs. There's a 43 BH overhang, which I'll probably spend a minute later. And you have to pay them in 45 days. Now, you're either using your working capital, or if the MSME supplier wants money, he's using his working capital. His working capital, understandably, is substantially more expensive, 9.5, 10, 10.5, 12, 14, sky's the limit, right? All of us know. On the platform, a AA entity is generally financing 90-day papers, 90-day invoices at anywhere between 7 to 7.5%. right? So even in the working capital cost terms of the anchor corporate, that's a saving. When we compare to the MSME, if he's using his own funds, then that's definitely a saving of about 5%. So that's a substantial amount. Now, out of this 1,000 crores, why I singled out this 1,000 crores is where the MSMEs are availing the benefit of the cost directly. So which means we've taken out about 5% of the cost, which means if it's 1,000 crores, 50 crores of transaction cost every month, at least 50 crores of transaction cost every month is getting saved. And the benefit, while it is going to the supplier, the MSMEs, it is indirectly getting passed to the anchor, because ultimately the supplier will improve the quality of the goods or the timing of the supply or the frequency of the supply to the manufacturer. So our KYC guidelines as a platform that we follow are the same as that followed by the banks, which is the reason RBI allows the banks not to talk to the corporates while setting up limits. They just talk to the platform, take all the details from us and set up the limits at the back end. These are all notional, unadvised, unsecured limits. While we are innovating, there are a couple of things that we've done apart from digital signatures, mobile app, where corporates are accepting bids on the fly while commuting in the train or going back from office. Bankers are bidding for invoices from the train. In Mumbai, we've seen a lot of times when there are urgent payments required. We've developed a mobile app which logs in and they're bidding for invoices on the train, and the money still goes the next day. There's a blockchain backbone here which allows us to preclude any duplicity. So any invoices which get discounted once on any of the platforms cannot be posted for discounting again. The platform will automatically block those invoices. Yeah, sorry. The last part, ERP integration. So basically a tech company, what we prefer is that we integrate with our anchor corporates and we integrate with our vendors. We are simultaneously integrating with the financiers. Most of them are already integrated on the platform. What that does is connecting with your SAP, for example, allows us to do two things. One, you don't need to physically check each invoice and upload them on the platform. The platform will pull the invoices and give you the data dump, and then you can figure that out. So any physical upload of invoices is not required. Second, and most important, is every time you send an invoice for discounting for your vendors, there's a liability which needs to get knocked off, right? That happens automatically with integration. So to that extent, when your balance sheet reporting date comes, for at least for all your MSME payments, you can leave the load on the platform, right? Because it is an RBI regulated entity and a platform, a lot of auditors also have a larger comfort in terms of using the MIS from the portal for reporting purposes, for your balance sheet reporting purposes. Just a minute for this. While M1 is the entity which is the regulated entity which caters to MSME payments, we also realized as a company, as a commercial establishment, that there was a definite gap in terms of the entire supply chain finance suite of products. So we set up another entity which can take care of dealer finance, channel finance, as in the sales side for the corporates, and also for non-MSME vendors, right? This is obviously a non-regulated environment and a run-of-the-mill fintech, so to say, but it has the advantage of having those 60 odd financiers at the back end for liquidity support. We've just had a good good month last month. We were cleared by IFCA, the Gift City Regulatory Authority, to set up a cross-border platform, which was in the works for the last 1 year. This just got activated last month. We finished our test transactions, and this allows us to do in a regulated environment a reverse auction, same bidding system, a competitive bidding for your export and import invoices. So you can replace your export factoring and you can replace your supplier's credit or buyer's credit with this platform. So this is up and running in Gift City now. About 8 financiers right now, but we are adding more as we go along. This is how things have moved for us. This is more in terms of numbers. Just to give a perspective, the market for MSME payments as estimated by RBI and Niti Aayog to a certain extent is about 120 lakh crores every year, which is the payment that MSMEs are getting from non-MSMEs. So this is the estimated market size for us. We did about 47,500 crores of discounting cumulatively last year. We are attempting a lakh crore this year, which is what the regulators and the ministry also want us to do. Just a kicker here, we've been doubling our volumes on the platform every year. So while we did 47,000 crores last year, you can see it's about 24,000 crores per year before that. So a lakh crore this year is what we are attempting, and hopefully with the blessings of all our anchors and the SMEs, and obviously the ministry will be able to probably reach this. About 1,500 odd corporates, about 40,000, a little dated number here, 36,900 was the number of SMEs we have on the platform, close to 40,000 crores by the end of this month. About 1,200 SMEs suppliers are getting added every month. So this is a rich pool of suppliers which is already there. So now in more cases than not, when we reach an anchor corporate and we take his list of MSME suppliers, we find a lot of common suppliers. We don't really have to make that much effort in seeking out new MSME suppliers in the market. Yeah. Now, obviously tier 1, tier 2 cities is what we've covered so far, and this year we're spreading our focus, increasing our focus on tier 2 and tier 3 cities, Cat D cities as well. In terms of suppliers, we are already present in all nooks and corners of the country. As a company, we're present in 18 cities as of now, with people present in 18 cities. Hopefully we'll be looking at about 30 cities by the end of this financial year. Yeah. I think important from over here, apart from the financing perspective, the cost of financing perspective and the bandwidth that you will save by using platform, not just this platform or platforms like these, I'll generalize, is the 43BH overhang, the management of the MSME payment compliances and the nuances therein that we can help. So we've integrated with the Udyam portal. A lot of time corporates are facing challenge in terms of classification. So just a small point, if it's a medium vendor, you can afford to pay beyond 45 days. That awareness is also not very common right now. How to determine whether he's a medium or not is you have to go to the Udyam site, enter the number and check. We've integrated with the portal for this reason. The ministry now has asked us to ratify all the MSME data with corporates, if the corporates obviously, if they agree. So you can upload one bulk Excel of all your vendors and we'll come back to you with their ratified classification, medium, small or micro. Your PO terms, your credit terms can be changed accordingly, right? So that will help you manage working capital better, because right now, as I am learning, most compliance conscious, and as we were hearing, ESG is a big focus. Most compliance conscious corporates are paying everybody in 45 days, not required, right? And even if you have to pay in 45 days, this is a mode where you can pay in 45 days with cheaper funds and off balance sheet funding. These are all factoring products. So to that extent, they will not be a drain on your balance sheet in terms of borrowings. Yeah, we're running out of time. So I think Raymond was a partner, Sketches was a partner, on the platform. Spiker was a partner on the platform. VMart is a partner on the platform. But so they know the platform well. But any questions, anything you have in your mind, probably it'll be a nice time to have a quick chat on that.